Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's a Sunday catch-up. The catch-up, not catch-up. The catch-up. Oh, what a last, 12 hours, man. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Speechless,
Oh, yeah.
speechless. Yeah, brother did say he told me so. And I didn't want to believe it, man. Didn't want to believe it. But if you ever want to know what we're going to be talking about, let's see on the other side of this music intro. Yeah. Yes. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world on a Sunday, gloomy Sunday morning. I sound like my
Gloomy.
brother doing like the weather report now. What?
Gloomy.
It's gloomy over here.
Oh, wow. Over here in this part of the famous land, it's beautiful. It's boiling, actually. It's
Is
what,
it?
9:47, and it's boiling already. So I think it's going to be a bit of a scorcher.
Not over
So
here.
everyone in the south, yeah, enjoy it, man, because I think we're on a bit of a hot streak for the rest of the week until we
Listen,
and that's Arsenal.
guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest and breaking news right here. Yeah, slightly earlier than usual. Got some bits and pieces I need to do actually later on in the morning. But I was inspired by my wife to come a little bit earlier in the morning. But
That's a nice
Moses,
way of
guys,
putting it.
say again?
Nice way of putting it. Inspired.
Yeah. Not feeling inspired this morning though. Guys, make sure you subscribe, please. Hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest news. Right. So first things first. First things first. I had a bit of a sleepless night actually. These lots. My goodness. Champions League final. Did Man City, Pep Guardiola, did he tinker too much against Chelsea? I haven't seen his side sweep many challenges aside for both Europe and on the way to the Premier League title. Guardiola sprung a surprise with his team selection in Porto. He left out captain Fernandinho and a fellow holding the midfielder Rodri from the starting lineup, and Kevin De Bruyne got a shiner from Rudiger, Bernardinho, Bernardo Silva, taken off. Aguero got on like the last 10, 15 minutes, if that, and he tinkered too much, didn't he, Ralph? And you told me so, didn't you?
Well, I told you that I just had that feeling you can't get to two finals and blow them. I think you have to go into the annals of history to find that any kind of team gone to two finals and blown them both. I suppose actually Sheffield Wednesday when we played against them. We played against them in two finals, FA Cup and I'm trying to think it was like the Milk Cup or something. They lost twice to us. But no, I just felt that Chelsea couldn't do it. There's two people that comes to mind who are Chelsea fans, and although my phone's quiet, at some point I'm going to get a dig or something. So, and seeing that picture doesn't help really. But they've got the job done. They've got the job done, and like I said, Alex, this is when you look at the way that Abramovich is ruthless. He don't care. He's just after the silverware and the Premiership. And so far, if you looked at within the last 10 years, he's done that. It didn't matter how many managers he's gone through. He's put money in, and look at that. I say Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard, yeah.
Yeah. So he's probably thinking, well, the top guy was right because he brought somebody in. He brought somebody in. And he, obviously Tuchel has done the business. So it's what I said to you this morning prior to this call. It's not. It just goes to show how ruthless you got to be. I don't think it's in Arsenal's DNA to be that kind of ruthless. We want to make sure that we do everything on the level playing field and that kind of stuff. But we're also being spun lies and everything. Everybody knows all this, So So yeah, I just had it in the back of my head that it wouldn't surprise me if they did. And as I said in the post yesterday, your blog yesterday, if Pep did manage to win the Champions League, then he'd be looking for another challenge. I don't think he would have stayed. And also the weird part about Mahrez and Sterling in yesterday's breaking news, to me, you don't offer those kind of like you don't offer that kind of insight or news until way after you've played all your matches, until the season is done. Why that can't come about may have sparked something in the club or in the team, and yeah, well, Man City's search for that elusive holy grail goes on, isn't it? So I'm sure he must be spitting at this moment in time, Pep. And look at Tuchel. Tuchel's only coming like halfway in, and he's won the trophy. So
Yeah, Champions League.
yeah, the big
Anyway,
years.
yeah. Actually, talking about just kind of carrying on the theme of clubs winning. Congratulations to Brentford, man. Brentford are Premier League material now. Brentford 2-0 win over Swansea. Ivan Toney and Emiliano Marcondes. 5 Bs into the Premier League. Sky Bet Championship playoff final between Brentford and the Swansea at Wembley as the Bs. End the 74-year wait for top flight football. Thanks to goals from Tony and Marcondes. Brentford will play in the top flight next season for the first time in 74 years after beating Swansea in the Championship final playoff. The richest game in football across the world. 9 times Brentford has been involved in playoffs in their history and failed to progress, but it was 10th time lucky for the Bees, as it also banished the demons of last year's final defeat at the hands of my second favourite club, Fulham. So well done to Brentford, indeed. You won't hear me say well done to them, yeah, the Champions League. You won't hear me say that. Nah.
No.
I actually saw some footage of some of them fans going to the Emirates and support celebrating the win last night.
What?
Stuff. Yeah. If you look on Twitter, yeah, some the Chelsea fans went to the Emirates celebrating the win.
Really? The stays. Maybe they didn't have enough money to go to Stamford Bridge.
God, yeah.
Let's go to close enough. I can't afford to go to Stamford Bridge.
All right, here's some transfer news for you. Matteo Guendouzi, apparently there's some talk that he's agreed personal terms with Marseille, apparently. This one's coming according to L'Equipe. The 22-year-old midfielder has agreed to join League One side at this transfer window. Marseille and Arsenal, though, are yet to begin talks on a potential move. Then how has he agreed to personal terms? And Guendouzi is expected to leave Arsenal this summer after 2 years with the club. The youngster was one of Unai Emery's first signings during his tenureship at Arsenal. However, the former FC Lorient star fell out of favour with Mikel Arteta. And Mikel Arteta must be thinking and praying and hoping and thinking, oh my goodness, yeah, please make it be true. Make it be true. We don't want to see this gentleman coming back to Arsenal. But yes. And the other bit of news I want to talk about very briefly. What was the other bit of news? We were going to talk about a particular third kit. And unbeknownst to you lot watching now live, my brother in the green one came on with a blue top. I'm thinking, Ralph, what you doing, man? Wearing blue. Why would you want to wear blue for?
Listen, this is one of the things that I don't understand about Arsenal. Actually, I'll show you guys.
Yeah.
I'll show you. This is the kit 02, and it's got the red stripe. It's got the yellow paneling as well. It's one of my many kits that I've got, but it was a gift. I'm not gonna say no to a gift, as it were. But why we seem to be invested so much into blue kits? I said to you yesterday, maybe we are Chelsea in disguise then, because we seem to be more blue than they are. So I don't understand it. I don't understand. It should be yellow and blue, and the blue should be minimal. Shouldn't be the main kit. How could you said it looked like camouflage? It's got, the crazy zigzags and everything on it. So
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
it just seems like
But
yeah, it's
we're trying
just
to find it. Actually, one other thing, actually trying to find that, well done, Brentford. But you know what that means, don't you? It means that Brentford, now they're in the Premiership, they're going to give Arsenal a stern test, because whenever we had friendlies with them, they always seem to beat us.
Thanks for that, Ralph.
I'm just quoting it as I see it. Brentford are coming up now. We used to have our pre-season with them, and they always seem to turn up. So possible like 3 points somewhere for them anyway. So that's what we're already on the back foot, and it's not been the end of May yet.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Again, it's the inspiration is supposed to be from the Adidas kit that these guys used to wear. I think it was JV. Was it JVC? No, it wasn't JVC. That was the logo. It was may have been JVC. But anyway, when I look at this, like I said yesterday, to me it looks like Adidas are just kind of they've run out of ideas. I was thinking, what is this supposed to be? What is this supposed to
Yeah,
be?
what's with all the black zigzags then? Remember with the white kit, they were saying how the marble halls, they spun that theory. Well, what's the black zigzags then? What is the whole ethos of this new third kit? A third
Terrible.
kit, a third kit.
Yeah, but Ralph, people are still going to go out and buy it. People will still go out and buy it. Anyway, yeah. Let's see who has joined us. I think it's going to be a bit of a slow one because we're coming, I think, an hour and a half earlier than scheduled. Say again, Ralph?
Yeah, we're a bit earlier than scheduled. I think there may be. I don't think there'll be any hang-ups. I think a lot of people will probably want to be out and about, especially if the weather is doing what it's going to. If it's cloudy than your end,
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll get what we've got later on.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful day. So
Endless Joy Destiny says Arsenal's achieving nothing since 2004. Dearie me. Ashley D says, yeah, hey up, power to the Gooners. Sean Black says, yeah, 4 a.m. in Jamaica. Yeah, it's early doors, isn't it? Early doors. I think what I'm going to do, let's play one of the promo videos just to kind of give the live chat some time to warm up one of the cockles. And then I think what I'll probably do, let's play probably the video, the membership video when we're talking about a membership scheme. Yes, on Canon 40 TV. You too can become a member if you can only just press the join button. Have a look at this, and we'll see you on the other side of this video when hopefully the live chat would have livened up a little bit. Hi, and welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Well, this is a special video introducing our new membership scheme. Membership scheme, I hear you say? Yes, YouTube have allowed all content creators to have a membership scheme, and it's open to all our subscribers. Let me just get one thing straight right about now. All the content that you've been seeing for the last 2.5 years will remain to be free. So that's the Voice of Reason, that is the live shows, the broadcasts, the easy talks, all those content there is going to remain to be free. Okay, so I've got it off my chest. With the membership scheme, you get certain perks. With those perks, you'll get to see behind the scenes footage that probably nobody's seen before. Maybe, I'm not sure if you want to see. You also get early release of certain videos. And of course, with the player profile videos, where you ask us to do a video on a specific player, we'll give you a shout out, we'll mention you, and that'll be literally earmarked as if it was a present from us to you. With those formats there and the perks, they will come with a small price to be paid for the month. So with the lower level, which is going to be a bronze cannon, you'll get the shout out in the live chats, and also with the chat, if you are a member, it will go right to the top of the page that we must and we will mention you. And you also get like a free emoji and GIF with that as well. With the silver cannon, again, you'll get all behind the scenes footage, all the bloopers, all the things that we've tried to keep away from you. But yeah, there'll be a small price to be paid for that. That's roughly standing at £4.99. It will vary from country to country. So wherever you're on the way, there'll be a slight difference in that. And like I said, we're trying to maintain the future of Canon 4 TV across the whole platform. So by all means, we would love you to be a part of the membership scheme there. There are going to be perks, including discounts for all the merchandise currently running on Canon 4 TV. So that is the reason why we're doing the membership scheme. Again, you don't have to join it. All the content I'm going to repeat will remain to be free. But part of the membership scheme, you'll have all those perks there. Again, there's going to be a free Q&A live session with me and maybe my brother every Thursday. You also get early footage of early releases. And of course, you'll get the discount as well as all the bloopers and the behind the scene footage right here on this lovely channel, which is called Canon 4 TV. So we would love you to be part of the membership scheme. Please, the video is up and running now, and it's free to all the subscribers, all the viewers that's ever viewed at Canon 4 TV. So for myself, Alex, and of course for my brother and Monty and everyone from Canon 4 TV, welcome, please, to the membership scheme on Canon 4 TV. So there you have it. There you have it. Like, if you ever want to know what it meant or what you get when you become a member on Canon 4 TV, these are all the information there. I do have to update it because, yeah, the membership is not open to everyone. Unfortunately, for some reason, YouTube have limited it in certain regions and certain countries. So unfortunately, some of you are not able to see the word join next to the subscribe button. But if you wanted to make a quick donation, a painless donation, Ralph, they can use the super chat button. Pow.
Yes, they can. Pow. Yup.
Let's go back in live chat. There's been a couple more comments. God help us, says Ashley D. And now we're going to have to put up with Chelsea plastered all over Facebook for the next week. Only for the next week? Only for the next week? Forever. Forever. We're not going to hear the end of this.
Yeah, they're, in a sense, they're two up, aren't they, within the last 10 years? We've been in the competition, for vying for Europe for 25 years, and within the last 10 years, they've won it twice. So, a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I think. Do you think that Kroenke? I'm not looking at the old Kroenke. I'm looking at Josh now. Do you think he was sat there, watched that, and was thinking, I can see what it takes in order for us to try and get to this point? Because if they've still got this mindset about not selling up, what do you think?
No, it's just going to be more of the same. I just don't think they have that vested interest, an emotional interest of that level at Arsenal. They probably might have seen the Champions League final, and you say Josh will probably think, oh, okay, right, it's a final. We're not in the final, so what? Yeah, they're not thinking that like that, Ralph. They're not thinking, right, we have to be like Leicester City, we have to be like Manchester United, we have to be like Chelsea. They're not thinking like that, Ralph. Otherwise, we wouldn't be complaining about the Kroenkes. We wouldn't have had all the protests. We wouldn't have people saying, don't buy the merchandise, give up your season ticket. We wouldn't be in this situation if the Kroenkes were thinking like Abramovich. And they don't think like Abramovich. Like I said, Abramovich is ruthless. He's at almost all the home games. When was the last time we saw Josh and Kroenke consistently at home games? Almost never.
Yeah, well, it's not, like I said before, it's either Josh was at the last home game. I don't think anyone even knew that he was there. And in the past, Stan would only come up for FA Cups. I think there was one time. I think was it famous, infamous time where we won it, and I'm trying to think where it was. They like showed him on a massive screen, and people were booing him. So they took the screen down, as it were.
I think the last one he came to was 2017, Ralph. Yeah, he didn't come to the last FA Cup final.
No.
But yeah, they don't have that vested interest, because if they did, we wouldn't. be in this situation. We'd have been
No.
building our way towards to get back where we belong in the top four. With no club has a divine right to say that we belong in the top four. No. But yeah, we wouldn't be in that situation, Ralph, man.
But you could see, you could see the fact that if they were as ambitious as they keep telling us, hence the reason for the moves and blah blah blah. Don't forget Gazidis as well. Gazidis was amongst all this. Then we've been competing. If we was competing, then we won't be having this kind of conversation.
Yeah. But again, we're so far off, and we cannot have the claim to be now the biggest club in London. We've not won the Champions League. Chelsea comes along, wins it twice inside 10 years. Not good at all. Right, just a few more here. That's what Baz is talking about. Looks like Gardener's World.
Sorry, because we're probably talking about the weather.
Oh, right, okay, all right.
But you can come with something a bit more positive then, Baz, if you want to step up the chat.
Ron, good morning. Says, help. I don't see us making Europe or even London red for many years to come. LaShawn Black says, I'm optimistic this summer. Granite swap deal for 2 players would be great. Buy Guendouzi, Bissouma in, or for 25 million, Buendia in, Max Aaron's in. So that's Bissouma. I'm thinking minimum 35 million, or 30 million, Buendia 36 million. So that's almost 100 million. Max Aaron's, that takes you over 100 million. Where's the money coming from? Really? From the sale of the players? That's not happening.
Again, just going by, because we can only just go by past history. Where have you seen Kroenke said, "Oh, you know what? Actually, this manager needs a war chest. Let's try and get the best." Like I said, he is not short of money. His wife, he can. I'm sure that when they go to bed at night, they must talk about businesses before they go to sleep, before they retire. And she must ask him, well, how's that Arsenal team doing? Because the LA Rams are just on their doorstep, innit? Nearby their ranch. So she must ask him. Any wife would ask, her husband, oh, so how's business? Oh, you know what? We didn't win. We haven't won anything. But they're asking about this war chest. What do you think? Well, I'll tell you what, darling. How about if I give you £200 million just to get these people off your back? Surely, that's the kind of conversation rich people must have, isn't it? If you're both invested in a business and you want to keep the usurpers quiet, as it were, you know what? If they want that, just to keep you in the spotlight and see that you're doing something great, here's 200 mil. They don't really need to know where it's come from, because we never know where the money's come from or where it's even going half the time. So, but it's true. It's true, isn't it? So why not she's a heiress to Walmart. And from what I know, Walmart ain't going short anytime soon. So 200 mil to Stan. Stan can just put it into the account and say to Arteta or to tell his son, okay, Josh, here's 200 mil. The fans don't need to know where it's come from. It's come from your mum. So don't tell anyone, because it could be a bit embarrassing. But there we go. 200 mil. Let's get us players in and let's see what happens for the next season.
Not happening. The bearer of bad news, man. It's not going to happen, man. Not going to happen. But I don't know how I'll ask you this question, Ralph. If they were to invest upwards of like 150 million pounds, would you still want them out, or you say no?
Yeah. I still want them out because still going back, they have shown who they are over the longest period of history. We know what Man City was like when they came in. Everybody used to like Man City being a little club, as it were. Now look at them. everyone used to like Chelsea. I remember when I was working in Stonington Bridge End, there was two guys who supported Chelsea, and we're talking 90, 97, 98. I think they just broke into Europe, and they won. When you look at European pedigree, they have won stuff in Europe as well. So everybody liked them, and also when Abramovich came in with the money, it was like, oh, hang on a minute now, this is not fair. But Abramovich don't care about that. He wants what he wants, and look, he's got it. And it doesn't matter how many managers he goes through. I'm trying to remember the name of that Chelsea manager who won them the Champions League, and he got sacked. He got sacked like a couple of games into the new season. He used to play for him. He used to play for him.
Mateo. Forgot his name. I can see his face now.
Yeah, balding guy. I think he played midfield.
Oh my goodness! Now you got me going now, innit? What's his name again?
He didn't manage them long, but he managed them enough in order for them to win the Champions League.
Let's have a look. Roberto Di Matteo.
Di Matteo.
Yeah.
Roberto Di Matteo. Yeah. He just managed them long enough for him to win the Champions League, and then next thing he was off ski. And that's what Chelsea do. Chelsea off ski. They don't care who they, as long as you do the business. And now, could you imagine those players now? Abramovich will say, "Well, who wants to come on my yacht?" Because that's what they did last time.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. We're reviewing the news. The news. You're not going to ever hear me say congratulations to this club. Yeah, I think Pep overthinking, being overly pragmatic, made so many changes for the final. No Aguero, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva got taken off. De Bruyne sustained injury. It was, I don't know, it was a bit weird. But in the first half, they had chances. You know, I saw Sterling, got round Reece James a couple of times, but he just didn't capitalize. But yeah, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The end result matters. And Chelsea have now won the Champions League twice inside a decade. Twice. And yeah, as Ralph said, but Ralph, you said about Pep or the club releasing that information. They don't have any control over the news outlets, Ralph. The news outlets are the news outlets. Any company would have like a PR, say a person or consultant or press officer to deal with that. But I don't think, well, they don't have any control, Ralph. I said about these two players potentially leaving Man City, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be coming to Arsenal. It doesn't mean that.
Oh no.
Transfer news season. Oh, go on, Ralph.
No, I was going to say, I understand that some things do leak out. It was just the timing, and sometimes the timing could work in the favour of the opposition. And in this case, it seemed to be a series of little things that became a big thing, and they've won it. They've stolen it from. I think Man City may have been favourites, but there's always that little niggling doubt that somehow they choked. Man City choked for about the third, fourth time.
Yeah,
they choked. So what does Pep do now? Is Pep gonna sit down and think, okay, I'm gonna get one or two players that we could be chasing after, or that's unlikely. Or start again, try and win the Premiership. But you got other teams now who are strengthening. You got Man United who are strengthening. You got Liverpool who's definitely going to strengthen. Chelsea going to strengthen. I don't see anyone else. I don't care about them down the road. I don't care about Chelsea, but everyone else will be strengthening because this is what I've been saying to you guys for the longest time now. This is the time now where actually last weekend, as soon as that final whistle went, Arteta should have gone into the room. Everything's all quiet. Players have gone home, and he's there with his backroom staff and with the management, and saying, "Right, this is what I want for next season. If you want me to be at the club for the foreseeable future, this is what I want." And if they say to him, "Well, actually, we can't give you that money," or "We're not sure about the roller coaster ride that we always seem to go with players," then he should just say to the fans, I've done what I can at this moment in time. I'll step aside. I'll go somewhere else. I'll go manage somewhere else, because at least then it focuses all the fans on where the problem lies, and we all know where it's lies from the start. It's from the owner, and there can be no recourse. And who would want to manage Arsenal at the beginning of the season, knowing full well what we know now? I don't think anyone would want to step in.
Dear. Anyway, Baz says it was the backdrop you add. It wasn't a backdrop. It was the promo video about the membership scheme.
Okay.
I wasn't in the garden. It was just the imagery.
You could have been in the Caribbean tonight.
I'm gonna change it, man. I'm gonna change it. Change the promo video. People used to like Chelsea. Ashley D raises eyebrow.
People used to like Chelsea. I mean, we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup, I think 2002, 2003. Yeah, people used to like them because they were like a small club. Mike Harding, who was their chairman at the time, he was he was well loved, and he was one of those chairman owner who go to the stand, and he was standing in the stand amongst the fans. So everyone had that kind of affinity to the club because they were. I mean, they had the notorious side, of course, but it was a club coming up, and now they've come up, and they've won 2 Champions League, as well as they've done the Premiership a few times as well. So from the time when Jose Mourinho managed them to Tuchel, they've won Premierships, they've won FA Cups, and they've won now the Champions League. So I'm not saying I'm in love with them, but at the same time, you have to, if you're talking about how ruthless you have to be in order to get what you got to get, and you said it yourself, you have to put sentiment aside sometimes. It's great having a player who you like, but if he's not turning up, then that's when the ruthlessness has got to come in. You've got to say, look, it's not working out. And for the longest time, we kept players that we didn't need to keep. We kept them, and we got players that were well past their sell-by date because we're going for the cheap option. You pay cheap, you pay twice, as the saying goes, and we've paid more than twice to the point where it's become detrimental to us. It's become detrimental.
LeSean Black says, if they pulled off a miracle and injected 200 million, would you still want them out? Yes. Yeah. I'd still want the Kroenkes out. There's a poll we did over a week ago, actually, and it's on that theme. Would you still want the Kroenkes out if they invested £200 million? So out of 935 votes, the options were can't decide, which came at 2%. No, I want them to remain at Arsenal, 14%, and a whopping 84% said, yeah, they'd still want them gone, even if they invested £200 million. So there's your answer. Baz says, get Martinez from Aston Villa. He's quite good, apparently. I'm not saying anything on that. Man City wasn't balanced until Fabinho came on. Well, I don't know what Pep was thinking, man. Don't know what he was thinking. Too pragmatic, tinkering too much. Champions League final, Aguero's last dance. Comes on last 10, 15 minutes and in tears at the end. In tears.
I saw that bit.
Yeah. All father. Okay. Last time Chelsea won the Champions League, they sacked their manager in December, and Martinez came in and won it. Yeah. Dale Mason says, "Be careful what you wish for. Remember Wenger when everyone called for his head." Dale, I heard this. I hear this debate all the time. No person, whether you're a coach, you're a player, a manager, an owner, can remain at a club forever. Forever is a long time. He couldn't stay at Arsenal forever. Everyone has a sell by date. And when we beat Hull in the FA Cup final, he was ready to leave at that time. The problem is that the board was still fast asleep. They didn't think about having a replacement for Arsene Wenger, but he couldn't remain at Arsenal forever. What the club could have done, they could have transitioned him out and somebody in at the right time. But the club were not ready. Oh my goodness, Wenger wants to leave. We're not ready yet. But yeah,
Unprepared, unprepared, unprepared at a massive scale.
Yeah. I always hear this debate, but he couldn't stay at Arsenal forever. 22 years was enough. It was more than enough. And Ralph will tell you the first 10 years, really, really good stuff. The second 10 years wasn't so great. But yeah, he couldn't stay at Arsenal forever.
Just going back on when you said about the last one of the last comments about if we want the Kroenkes to leave if they invested 200 mil. My stance on it is there's two ways it could go, and I don't suppose both of them are favorable, or one may be favorable to one party. If they invested potentially 200 million pounds into a club and we still want to go, they could raise the asking price for the buyout of the club. Whoever's in this circle of wanting to buy or take over Arsenal, if they say, look, we just put in 200 mil, it's like it's like if you're going to sell a car, you want to make sure that before you go for the asking price, you make sure the MOT is sorted, wheels, everything is all sorted, and then you can say, look, we've invested in this vehicle. This is the asking price, and then whoever's interested will buy because they see that's the asking price. That's the final offer. Or it could go the other way. It could go that they've invested 200 million, but they want to stay because they want to see the profits from the 200 million that they put in. So again, it could be detrimental to us because we know that they're not going nowhere. And the drop-down effect is that how it will affect the players, the manager, and the fan base. So there's two ways of looking at this subject. Either they give us the money, but we still want them out. Well, if they still want us out and we're giving them money, then we're going to dig our heels in. Or you know what? We put 200 mil. They don't want us, but the asking price is X amount of billion pounds. Who's going to take it?
Dear. Ice Goblin says, hey, and hey to you as well, Ice Goblin. Hey. Small Father says, so don't worry, we'll be back to our best one day. Hopefully. Yeah. Take the longest time, and empires rise and fall. No club can remain at the top forever. It just doesn't work out that way. You've got players coming and going, different philosophies from different coaches and managers. No club can remain at the top forever. And right about now, we're in the mire, and the dive is still going. It's still going. LaShawn Black says, forever is a long time. Arsenal fans singing, Wenger, we want you to stay forever. It couldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Forever is a long time. Can't stay there forever. I mean, Ralph will tell you, Liam Brady, I want him to stay there forever. No player can stay at Arsenal forever. Imagine players.
We wanted Wright to stay on forever. We wanted Adams to stay on forever.
Yeah.
All our favorite players, but they have to. That's the whole point of transition. You have the youngsters coming in to step into the places where the legends have been, and then it continues. And we've been on this treadmill going backwards for a long time, when we should be, you know, if we had the ruthlessness, if we had the steel, if we had bought players at the right time, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If we, you know, a parallel universe where Arsenal, you know, wins something every other season, but we remain within the top four. If we go back to '89, for example, when we took on Liverpool and beat Liverpool, nobody gave us a chance. Nobody gave us a chance. If you looked at Liverpool at that time, if you looked at Man United a decade later, those were the two powerhouses. You know, it's only because the fact that staying within the top four have become more commercial and more viable, and nobody wants to be left out of anything. The money generated by being in the top four now is deemed, as Wenger said, as a trophy. Not the fact that you want to be sat on the top of the pile at the end of the season. So in a sense, we kind of like reduced ourselves to trying to be within the top four instead of competing. And then the mindset of that made it weak, made our players mentally weak, because they felt like, okay, well, top four is top four. You know, the boss is happy with that. I don't have the competitiveness to win the Premiership. The Premiership is a marathon. It's not a sprint. In between times, you've got cup games, you've got your physical well-being, and you've got outside pressures. All those little ingredients add into what makes a player. When I was a kid, when we were kids, we used to think, you know, if you win Wembley, if you win the division, that's it. But now you've got to, you know, the game's global. So now you have to think more beyond that. You have to start thinking about, okay, well, we're great here in our community. We can win an FA Cup. We can win a domestic league. But we want to make sure that we are big in Europe. And that this is our stumbling block. Our stumbling block has always been Europe. We won the Premiership. We won the FA Cup. Can we do it on the bigger stage? And that's where we failed within the last 25 years. And now we've regressed. We've gone backwards.
Ah, dear. Alpha T says, hey, they're giving us a Spurs fan here.
Oh, what's coming up next?
I feel your pain. You need to clean out your parasite chairman just as bad as we do. Long may we resign over these money men. Okay, nice one, Alpha. I was wondering, where's this going to? Where's it going to? But yeah.
Just on that though, I think them down the road, it's Daniel Levy is their main man, and they're not happy with him as well. And they've built, they've come to the same, not the same conclusion. They've come to the same impasse that we've done. They haven't moved stadiums. They've just built their stadium, and yet their main man is thinking about leaving because what? They haven't won anything. So just put it out there.
A typo. Rain, not resign. Resign is what those joke chairmen need to do. All right, okay. Okay. Dell says, what if we won the league or Champions League? Would you want ownership to change still? Yes. Yeah, still want it to change. Still want them out. You, Ralph?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's got. You can have the same building, but different personnel. Different personnel living in the same building at different times, and they either upgrade it or make it a derelict. And at this moment in time, slowly, brick by brick, they've made it derelict. They're not taking care over the last 15 plus years of where we should be. We've had people in there. Look at Raul Sinelli. He's gone, disappeared. After Pepe, I said, you know, he's gone with like 2 luggages of that transfer deal. There's people in that building who's not making, who's okay. So if you're running the business, you got to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it for the players' welfare, the community, and the club. And they've been woefully neglectful. And when it comes to the AGM, like I said before, many times on this platform, when you own ownership of something like this, a club like this, or a business like this, and you disconnect yourself from your fan base, from the people who got invested their time and energy into this. This what we're doing here. This is invested time. You know, we love the club, but if you don't have that same kind of level of love or understanding, because you just want the shekels, as it were, there's a disconnect, and it's been a disconnect for the longest time. And he's owned 100% of that, and he doesn't have to set up any meetings. He doesn't have to listen to us really, and he hasn't done. And this is where we are. We're looking over our shoulder. Once upon a time, we used to look over our shoulders over Man City, Chelsea, them down the road, you know, anyone else. Now we're looking in front because they're in front of us.
They've overtaken us. Mm.
They've overtaken us.
Mm. Baz says, I've done more than an Arsenal. I've posted 5 comments. Yeah, Arsenal scored 4, didn't he, against Liverpool, didn't he?
I was watching that actually the other day. Was going.
Yeah, so was I. Yeah. Wenger was a one-trick pony. That one trick brought us a lot of success, but football has evolved, and Wenger didn't. Who else do we have here? Indigo Muffin says, "What do you think about Portsmouth defender Duncan Maconia?" I've never seen him, so I couldn't give you any kind of thoughts on him, unfortunately.
Actually, we're doing his transfer dailies, aren't you?
Yeah. Someone's given me a list of players that Arsenal should be going after. So now this week going forward, I'm going to be off on half term for my placement. Gives me more time to research these players and again come up with a segment each and every day, apart from the transfer news daily. Anyway, how much can we get for William after he came in for a free transfer, Ralph?
I don't know, and I don't really care. I want if someone said like 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever, I snap their hand off.
Yeah.
Really, this is a play. This is one of the reasons that we are where we are. Quite simply, there's a player who has been ousted by them. I mean, could you imagine how sick he must feel now? He must be feeling really sick. Just when you think that the face that he used to have when he come on the pitch to play for us. Now, what is his face like now? That his best buddies have gone on and won this thing. Yeah, anything. I don't care. He's not one of us.
Guns and Yellow Ribbons. Well, welcome, guys. It's been a while. I know you've asked if I can come onto your podcast. I've been very, very busy. Thank you for the invitation, but it'll probably be like maybe September time when I'll be free to come onto your podcast. Or better still, actually, my brother can go onto your podcast whenever you're available, Ralph. There you go. See?
Okay. Sure thing. I'll do that.
Very early for a bank holiday. ATID. Ian, I see, have destroyed the careers of our top players. Okay, this is the problem with Arsenal is the owners. After that, the head coach. Oops. Alpha T says, the chairman thought about the careers of the players. Kane's Premier League record would have vaporized if they dragged them into the ESL or for cash when these players want honours. Yeah, they want to win stuff. They want to win a trophy. At the end of their career, they want to be able to say, I won this. Not a lot of players get to win the FA Cup final. Not a lot of them. But, at the end of your career, you want to be able to say, I've got this medal. I won this trophy. Boom. I did my bit for the legacy of the club. Players, it's not only about the money, it's about winning trophies. Dario Taylor says, good morning. Good morning to you. Alex, how much would you raise realistically from players sell this summer? Well, we had this debate on the East Talk, didn't we, Ralph, about how many players? Yeah, I'll say maybe 8 players that I like to see go in regards to how much money we could potentially raise from 8 players. I'm saying maybe £150 million. 150 million
Potentially.
Potentially. But I'm saying potentially because I can't see us getting rid of 8 players in this summer transfer. I can't see it.
But also, I don't think we're going to get much of an asking price as well, because we overpaid on quite a few players. So, you know, a realistic amount, it could be a lot less than what we figured here, because you know those clubs now are a bit more savvy. They're thinking, oh, look at that. You know, if we want that player, look at how much Arsenal paid for them. There's no way we'll come in maybe halfway in and see what. And the worst case scenario is that we don't move anyone. Again, we don't move anyone. So then we're going to go into the new season with an old broom, so to speak.
Yeah. So you can wrap up this morning show. I'm jealous. Morning, Babu. I'm jealous of Chelsea. Arsenal are a long way back from Chelsea. Like my brother said, we used to be ahead. Well, we used to be thinking that these guys are behind us, and now we're looking ahead because they're gone into the distance and leaving us behind.
Don't be jealous of them. Don't be jealous, man. Just you know, I think what our team should be, our club should start thinking is that, okay, well, they're showing us the way. They're showing us 10 years ago what we should have done, and they're showing us now. So then the best thing for us to do, as fans, of course, you know, you can be. I mean, when I go back into work, then there will be a bit of banter and that kind of stuff. But that hopefully the Euros will take care of that. But and another thing as well, the fact that Brentford have come up, I can tell you a lot of Cardiff City fans will be happy because Swansea are still back in there. So, Cardiff has signed a huge sigh of relief. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, you know, we've got to gain some kind of experience. We've got to gain some knowledge. We've got to gain strategy, and we've also got to gain, you know, the right players to play in the right. It must burn you. Any other club who hasn't won anything this season or is placed low where they are, it must burn you as a professional that is what pushes you forward. So during pre-season, well, before pre-season, if you're not involved in the Euros, you do your own training. You know, last season was last season. You put it to the back burner. From here on in, this is where you start training. This is what I said to you guys about Arteta. Arteta should be in the boardroom saying, "This is what I want," so we can get that. If you want us to have this, then this is what I want. And us as fans, we have to walk the walk and talk the talk. If we don't want the Cronkies in, then don't buy the merchandise. Yeah, it's going to burn a little bit, but also think of it this way: you're going to save yourself maybe 60 to maybe 100 quid to do something with your family or your friends, or treat yourself, as it were. Because these people are not, you know, they're not cash poor; they're cash rich, and that money's old money as well. So it's coming in whatever, you know, state that they've got in the States, you know, any kind of franchise that they have, they've got money still coming in. So they're not poor. The only thing that will hurt them is their pride at the fact that us fans can actually say, no, I'm not taking that kit. That's a lot of crap. No, I'm not buying that season ticket because you haven't shown me anything within the last 15 years of progression. And slowly but surely, the players, if they want to earn our respect, they have to show up every match, not one match in 5, every match. Because as a professional, what happened to them? I'm not on about them down the road. I'm on about Chelsea. They could do that, but they've got to have the mentality to win.
Darrell Taylor says Arsenal will be better. You will see. It will take time. Hi Alex, welcome back, Majid. Hi Alex, it was hard to see in Chelsea lift the Champions League for the second time. Sadly, I don't see us win the Champions League or the league anytime soon unless Kroenke goes or he spends big. Alpha says Spurs fans sigh at sigh of relief that we just finished above you guys. I don't see that as a plus if we're fighting mid-table. Yep.
Exactly.
And Gala says, can we play a 4-4-2 with Laka and Alba and Pepe, Party, Buendia, Emerson Rose, Saka, and a back four? Yeah, we can. I've always been like for the 4-4-2 formation. Arsene Wenger used that 99.9% of the time, but all this tinkering and doesn't work. Doesn't work. You've got to have a core group of players that for fact that match out, that this are going to form part of your core group. And I'm not saying that players got to feel like they have divine rights to start every game, but you want to have the small core of group of players that all right, we're going to build on these players there. We're going to eke out results, but all this tinkering and changing doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've got to wrap up this one. Unless you want to say something very quickly, Ralph?
No, I've got a meeting soon with Eltel and Des. We're going to thrash out some new ideas, some new content. Yeah, it is early for us. Normally, I think that if we did start at a normal time, we'd probably have a few more numbers, a bit more engagement. But are you going to come back later this afternoon or early evening or?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to be going to the Emirates. I did say yesterday I'll be going to the Emirates live. One man protest, Ralph, at the Emirates.
Keep the protest going. Keep that protest going.
Dear. Just one more actually. We need back Wenger. In what capacity?
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Sorry, guys. Anyway, my brother just said about the numbers. The numbers are actually one of the highest, Ralph. Over 150 viewers watching us at any one time. So
yeah, you know why? They probably thought that, hang on now, what's Ralph doing with that blue kit? So
he's about to burn it. No, he's not. But I will be back later on this evening. I hope Ralph can join me for that. I'll also be going live outside Emirates. It won't be the longest time, just be a short time. One man protest myself. Got to be consistent. We can't pick and choose. Like I said yesterday, we can't say actually the next available protest in 3 weeks' time. Open your diaries. Can you make it in 3 weeks' time? Nah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Ralph, thanks for joining me on the Sunday catch up.
No problem, bro. No problem. Yeah, so everyone just if you like what you see, subscribe. You see the big letter in there. Subscribe to Canon Follow TV. I actually, one of my friends said if I can send the link to her because she wants to see us. Really dear friend of mine. It'll be a birthday soon. Tig, big up to Tig. And yeah, as an Arsenal fan, it's not good seeing a London club, win something that we had a chance to win. We had one chance and we didn't get it, and then we've been paying for it ever since. So hopefully that will spur the resident experienced players, the young players now that they probably feel, you know what, actually, if they can do it, then we can do it. That's the mentality, but it's the consistency and discipline behind it that makes it happen. So fingers crossed. We'll see where we go, and thanks very much for supporting us. It's early, but we've got things to do, haven't we? So hopefully we can catch up later on today.
If you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, you've been listening to Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all